Hey everybody, how are you today? Good to have you. So today I've got kind of a treat for you. I decided to, for the first time, film while I'm actually cooking. Imagine that. So today I've got 6 briskets, about 12.5-pound briskets that I'm cooking today. It's my son's Eagle Court of Honor today. He made Eagle Scout, and so we've got about 100 people, maybe more coming. So I'm hoping that we got enough brisket to cover everybody. So I've had several people ask me, hey, can you show some more detail about the Firebox and some other parts? So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about that, and then I wanted to talk to you about the brisket itself. So stick around. That's what we're going to talk about today on Coach's Barbecue. So I thought I'd start with the Firebox today. First of all, I've got 3/4 of an inch, or 3/8 of an inch, not 3/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch plate steel that I just welded a simple horseshoe handle, and then I just use this piece of angle iron to hold it on there. One of the things I want to talk about before we get in there is welding gloves. So I would highly recommend you use welding gloves. These get very hot, and it also helps you when you're placing logs in the fire, that you can actually get them right where you want to, but it doesn't hurt. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so hopefully you can see, I've got a pretty good fire. This has been cooking for about 7 hours. So we've got a good amount of coals going in there, nice bed of coals, maybe a little too much. I might need to dig a little bit out, but it's got a good coal bed, and I've got a nice log on there. Right now, I think we're sitting at, let me see, we're sitting at 280, 280 degrees on the front side and 250 on the back. So that's a good spot. We're right there in the middle of it. So that's about the level, at least for this box, that we want to keep the logs, keep that looking a nice base and a log burning. As you can see, it's made up of the Cinder blocks, and I just stacked them sideways. The plate steel for the door, also the top is plate steel. And if you can look down on, as I show you, looking down on the top here, you can see there's plate steel right there. And then I just, put these paver stones over the top of it. And that's pretty much the Firebox and how we got that set up. So next, we're going to go ahead and open up the chamber and take a look at the briskets and see what they look like. All right? Okay, well, I'm just excited. Hopefully you're just as excited as I am to see what these looks like. I haven't opened this up. It's been over 7 hours now. Wait a minute. They went on at 2. It's now 9:30. It's been a good while. Whatever the math is on that. 7, 8. So let's slide these open and take a look and see what we got going on. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Look at that bad boy. So, oh my gosh, that is so oh boy. That is really tender, fellas. Now, I don't know if you can see over here, I've got a water pan. You always want to put a water pan in there so it doesn't dry out. It keeps everything, oh boy, woo, these are going to fall apart tender, man. I'm telling you right now. Keeps it nice and wet, and the meat doesn't dry out and get tough. And it keeps a water pan in there. It keeps it hydrated. Kind of fumbling for words today. I'm excited. Those are beautiful. Okay, so this is my mix that I use for spritzing. It's the first time I open it up. I'm going to open it up about once an hour now, and I'm going to spritz it down. Today I'm going with half and half Dr. Pepper and water. So what I do is I just kind of get a little spritz on it just to keep it wet, keep it moist. If we see any dry areas. Now you can probably see on this one, I got a little bit of pooling. Some guys tip that and let that drain off, this little pooling we have here. I don't mind it. It just helps keep it moist. If it gets really heavy, I'm going to tip it off. Now, I failed to mention in a prior one, but I did mention this last one. On the bottom of this grate, down at the bottom, I actually put pea gravel. I didn't pour concrete. I just put pea gravel down there. So the drippings are being hit or being caught by the pea gravel on there. All right, so I'm going to spritz this a little bit more. Okay, we're good there. Now let's slide it. Let's look at these others. my transmitter in there. Oh, goodness gracious. Get a shot of that. Look at that. So real quick, let's talk about these transmitters. As you can see, it's got 2 wires that come off. It has 2 wires that come off, and you can put those probes. Here's the probe. You can put it in the meat or you can put it in the chamber. I choose to put it on the chamber, and I have one here at the exit, the tail, and one at the head. So I get an overall rating of what the temperature is going on in there from the front to the back. So let's feel these guys. See, now these are much tighter. Well, that isn't. That's pretty loose. But these back here are a little bit tighter. They're still floppy, and that's good. I'm gonna get a little bit more shrinkage as they get closer to the heat. Yeah, this one's kind of dry. I'm gonna definitely spritz it. And we'll get some spritz on this one. I think this Dr. Pepper is gonna caramelize real good on that. I think it'll really add some good flavor. Now, of course, you can put whatever you want in yours. Okay, it doesn't really matter. You put hot sauce, you can put Worcestershire. A lot of times I use 50-50 Worcestershire and water. You can use Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, whatever you want. It's up to you. So, okay. Yeah, I like to just lift them so you kind of get an idea of what's going on with them. Yeah, wow, those are just much more tender. I might have to swap those out. So I might here in a minute take these that are closer to the head, which are getting more heat, and trade them out with these guys, or rotate them, move them this way, and move everything up one, let them get it for an hour, then rotate. It's up to you. It just depends on how it feels and to you, and if it is getting soft and tender. All right, so I'm gonna go close this box back up. Second lid on. All right. You can hear that beeping sound. That's my transmitter. I've showed you that before, but it's really nice because it doesn't go on my phone or anything. You got the transmitter here and you got the receiver here. Now you can see those numbers. But I've got it set to where if it's lower than 220 or higher than 275, it does exactly this. If it's lower than 220 or higher than 275, it does exactly this. So as you can see, this bottom one is lower than 220, so the alarm's going off. So I'm going to quiet it down there because I know that, but we just closed the box again, so hopefully there it goes, 178. See, so the numbers are jumping, obviously, because we've got the box closed. So I love this little guy. It allows me to get a little bit of sleep. When in bed, I just set it on the bedstand there, and it beep goes off, it wakes me up. I know I got to come out and tend my fire. That way I don't have to sit here all day long for 8 or 9, 10, 12, 14 hours, however long it is. So anyway, good brisket. It's looking good. I want to encourage you guys to get out there and do it yourself. Do brisket, ribs, whatever you love, okay? If you have any questions or comments, please, I want to encourage you, please comment at the bottom, like it if you can, share it with your friends, let them see it, and then subscribe as well. That'd be fantastic. Any questions you might have, again, leave them in the comment. I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. So thanks again for being with me, and hey, keep smoking that sweet meat.